When we made the transition to 99 Pod, I said we was bringing everybody back. We was bringing Zay and Zach back. But also, we bringing back Fact the Cap. It's coming with us on this show. And if you've been rocking with us, you know exactly what Fact the Cap is. That's one of our favorite games on the show, where we'll read a couple statements, whether it be bold, regular statements, and we have to decipher whether that statement is fact, meaning it's true, or cap, meaning it's false. And if we say cap, we gotta put on our caps, and that's just how we do it. So we might as well get right to it. NBA, NFL is going down. Fact the Cap is back, and we might as well begin with our first topic. Ben Simmons is the most overrated player in the NBA. Is that fact or is that cap? And I'm gonna begin. I'm gonna go ahead and say fact. I'm gonna say fact. This is a close one. My nominees for this particular one was Draymond Green, Kristaps Porzingis, and Ben Simmons. That was my final three. But Ben Simmons, I'm gonna say he is. And the reason why is because when you have comparisons to that of LeBron James and you just fall from that, think about his rookie season when he won Rookie of the Year. Like, that seems like a long time ago. A long time ago. And you look at him now and just everything with the Nets, he looks out of sync. He hasn't played a game in a couple years, so I'm going to give him some leeway. But there was a time where people were saying that he should come and play for the Nets in the playoffs, Game 4 against the Boston Celtics. Imagine, look at him now. Imagine him playing in the playoffs. My man's would have had no back. He would have had no back. He would have been playing the rest of his career without a back. Okay, but the reality is, him and Nick Claxton, I think, is an issue. And I knew it was going to be an issue going into this year, because you can't have a big that can't shoot along with Ben Simmons. When you look at these stats right here, the offensive rating sits at 100.7. And the problem with that is Claxton has been playing well. He was one of my nominees for a breakout season. So he's running the rim, right? He's defending, he's blocking shots, right? But you can't bench him, so you got to figure that out. And another thing with Ben Simmons is the aggressiveness. Not the aggressiveness to score, but the aggressiveness penetrate to get those guys open looks and to get assists. He's not really doing that. Now, in the game last night against the Mavs, he had a great block at the end of the game, or excuse me, a great steal. But at the same time, listen, I can't argue he's the most overrated player in the NBA today until we see otherwise. So I'm going to go fact here.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely going fact. I've been a Ben Simmons. I'll say I'm a Ben Simmons hater, sure. I've been a Ben Simmons hater since he's been in the league, and I think that's something that his first year was great to see, but after that, when he first fully played, then after that, he has not improved in the NBA at all. And these guys, he was getting all NBA praise, all NBA first team defense praise. He was getting all-star praise. He was getting, this guy could be a star of the team. He could lead a team to the promised land. They were even saying he was more valuable than Joel Embiid on the 76ers. And I'm like, this guy's not what you think he is. This guy he plays the same every single season. It's been 6 years. He has yet to improve his game at all. He does the same thing every time. He has a full off season. You tell me he can't develop a mid-range jumper? He can't shoot the three? He is paid to do this. And then on top of that, he gets a contract, I think the rookie extension for $30 million a year. And then the guy doesn't show up. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, he doesn't want to work, And I think when he comes to the Brooklyn Nets team, I'm like, he's not going to do what I think he's going to do. I have people telling me he's going to make this Nets team a great defensive team. He's going to be the best defender on the Nets. He hasn't done anything. The last couple games, he got fried by Giannis, Zion, Luka, Ja Morant, Pascal Siakam. And the list it's only increasing because it's the beginning of the season. Who else did they give Ben Simmons a 40-point game? It's getting ridiculous at this point because Ben Simmons is the best defender, so that means he's guarding the best player on the opposing team. He's getting fried by everybody. Fried in the perimeter, fried in the interior. What else can he do? Can't do anything. It's a fact. He is the most overrated player in the NBA.
I know I mentioned Draymond Green as one of my candidates, and I know it may send some shockwaves through a lot of people's antennas. But the reason why I say so is because I just think his success hinges on the situation that he's in, playing alongside Steph Curry, Hall of Famer, in an offense that's able to kind of use his skill sets and what he could bring to the table and make him more useful and valuable to that particular team. Whereas if you were to play for a lot of other teams in the NBA, I like the Boston idea that you threw at me. So I think if he went to Boston, he would have similar success. But you can't throw him on, hypothetically the Jazz, and he'll be, that same guy. So yeah, he's up there. And Kristaps, the unicorn. Remember we was calling him a unicorn? Man's disappeared just like unicorns do. Maybe he is one. Anyway, let's move on to the next one that we have here on Fact or Cap. And that is Russell Westbrook is the scapegoat to a bigger Lakers issue. Zay, is that fact or cap?
For me, it's a fact. I think, the Lakers weren't built to be shooters. They put a lot of guys who slash, a guy who defend. And even last season, when they did put shooters around them, nobody showed up. They was all hurt. Trevor Ariza, Kent Bazemore, Carmelo Anthony. The only guy that was really playing was Carmelo Anthony out the list of shooters that they added to that Lakers team. And they weren't really doing much. They had good years and then fell off once they got to the Lakers. I think Russell Westbrook being on the team, it's easier to blame him because he's a guy who his whole career has not shot the ball well. He's a guy who drives to the paint primarily, and he's a guy who needs the ball in his hand. He's not a guy who sits around and waits for the ball to get to him. He needs the ball in his hand to make things happen. But the Lakers knew that when they went after him. LeBron knew that when they went after him. It's just unfortunate that LeBron and AD are not playing to the level that they were when they were going for the championship for the NBA Finals in the bubble. AD especially, he's a guy who's been hurt. He's injury riddled. He had one healthy season probably in his career. And then after that, he started getting hurt year by year. And it's getting disgusting because he's the guy who's supposed to be taking over on the Lakers. He's the one that's supposed to be showing up, not Westbrook, not LeBron. It's supposed to be AD's team. LeBron and Westbrook get everybody else in line to make sure they win games. Not happening. So I think they do paint Westbrook as the scapegoat for the Lakers.
I'm going to go cap here. I'm going to go cap as I could get my cap on real quickly here. I ain't going to mess with my hair. I just got it done. And that joint was expensive. So I'm going to just show you my cap right now. I'm going to go cap. And the reason why I'm going to go cap is not because what you said was wrong. The Lakers have a lot of issues, right? That's like beyond Russell. So I guess you could say that's a fact. But the reason why I got this cap on is because when you're Russell Westbrook and Darvin Ham is trying to do his best to find you a role, how you can contribute to this offense or this team in general, right? That's a bad look. When we are trying to find, and we can't even find a role for you. Like, what's the next role? Warming up the seats? Giving out the waters? Like, think about it. Derrick Rose, we was able to find him a role once he left what he was, a dominant NBA player, right? One of the best point guards in the league at one point. We found him a role on our New York Knickerbockers, right? Coming off the bench and being a leader verbally and basically what he does on the floor, right? We found him a role. And he was good at his role. He's still good at his role, especially that first year we bought him and we made that playoffs, right? Another guy, Carmelo Anthony. We found him a role, right? With the Lakers, with the Rockets, just shooting threes, right? So we came to find Russell Westbrook a role. That's a bad look. And like I said, adaptation is what you need to survive. So I'm going to go cap here. Let's move on to the next one. Russell Wilson's airplane workout never happened. And this is a PR move. Conspiracy theory alert. Zay, talk to me.
I'm going to go cap or hoodie because I don't got a hat right now. So, but I think, with Russell Wilson, I think, he's just somebody who's trying his hardest to get on the football field, even when he's hurt. This guy clearly hurt. His arm is not where it's at. They said he's taking shots every week to make sure he could throw in football pain-free. The hamstring injury was another thing where he was trying to play through it. Nathaniel Hackett shut it down immediately. I just think this guy is really trying his best to get on the football field. It's just that doing high knees on a plane is crazy for 8 hours. That's just bananas. I don't know what he was thinking. I know his mind is focused and locked in to winning football games, but 8 hours of high knees is crazy to hear about. I was laughing every time I hear that. That's fun.
I'm gonna go cap. Cap. The reason why I say cap is because Russell Wilson is an extra dude. Like, he's just so extra. And it's like, he operates like a robot. It's like, bro, you're not that dude, bro. You're not him. You're just not. No matter how you try to slice it and dice it. Like, it's just funny to me because they suck right now. He suck right now. And them high knees is not going to help you, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just not going to help you. So you can do as much high knees as you want. Okay, it was impressive for 4 hours of the 8-hour flight or whatever. That's impressive. I can't even do 5, right? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, my brother, stop being extra. Okay, just stop. All the commercials, walking in with the pregame outfit, posting it on Twitter, the dangerous, this and that, talking in the huddle by himself. Man, this is a weirdo. It is what it is. I'm going cap here. Let's move on to the next one that we have here on the agenda. The 49ers will complete the season sweep over the Rams. Zay, is that fact or cap?
I think it's a fact. I think the 49ers team is primed to just break open an NFC West and take it over. You know, I think they are absolutely going to beat the Rams. I just think the Rams team is not all together right now. Their running game is abysmal. It's horrible. And it's been like that, but right now it's really, really bad. And even when Cam Akers don't want to come back and play for them, that's when you know there's something going on over there. They don't want to pass it to Allen Robinson. I think he had a good game. I think last week or 2 weeks ago, I forgot. But after that, it's just been the Cooper Kupp show. And it's just weird. Like, does Cooper Kupp have to not play in order for Stafford to find somebody else? It's weird to say the least. But, I think it's a fact. I think the 49ers are going to demolish the Rams next showing.
I'm going to go with a fact, too, because it's a fact. The Rams are trash, right? We know that. I mean, I don't know if Vance Jefferson getting activated off of IR. I'm not sure if we're going to play or not to be active, but even then, maybe it may help the offense a little bit because he can stretch the field vertically, but still, the 49ers got the Rams number. Like I said before, the NFC Championship game was a calm effort and example of luck. Okay, and how luck could actually help you out. Matthew Stafford threw a game-ending interception that my guy, Pop Tart, I call him, right? Because I can't never pronounce his name. Pop Tart dropped wearing gloves in a dome. Okay, that's the reason why they won that game. The 49ers really, really owned the Rams. They're more physical. They're more dominant in the trenches. They beat them in all aspects of the game. The coaching, right? You think Sean McVay's a guru? No, he's not a guru. Kyle Shanahan can outcoach the guy. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the 49ers, even though I'm not all in with the 49ers, y'all. Even with CMC. Watch out for Seattle. Gino. They ain't playing. They might just win the whole thing. Who knows? Anyway, let's move on to the next one and the last one that we have of fact or cap. Actually, we got 2 more. Speed up the tempo. Or the 1-4 76ers, the most disappointing team in the NBA right now. Is that a fact or cap? And I'm going to go with cap. I never was high on that team from the jump. I wasn't like Zach and Zay, who said they was going to win or participate in the NBA Finals. I wasn't that crazy. I wasn't going there. But the reality is the 76ers are playing bad. They transition defense is terrible. Okay? We already know they have a slow pace. They actually have the slowest pace in the NBA over the last 6 years. When you operate slow, that's less possessions for your offense to score and put up points. So they got to turn it up a notch, and I'm not sure they can. Look at their starting lineup. That's not a starting lineup meant to produce speed and just up-tempo-ness. So, yeah, I'm going to go cap, and the reason why I'm going to go cap because the team that I do think is the most disappointing is your Brooklyn Nets, right? And the reason why is because even though Ben Simmons was coming off of that layoff, I just never knew he would look this bad to start. And I'm starting to see a little bit of what he left us with. The unconfidence, right? We see Kyrie Irving, shoot it, Ben. Like the guy's passing up wide open dunks and shots again. I thought he would have came out with a little bit more confidence playing alongside 2 All-Stars. Okay, he can't even do it then. Embiid is not there anymore, y'all. Embiid, I said Embiid this, Embiid that. They sharing the same real estate. He ain't there no more, bro. Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving is there. And look what's happening with them. So they have been disappointed because they played no defense whatsoever. And we kind of knew that, but we thought they would be improved. I'm going to go cap as the Brooklyn Nets for me.
Yeah, I'm going to go fact with the 76ers. I thought adding PJ Tucker would have gave them better defense with Thibault on the court. I thought, James Harden will be that aggressive guy he once was, which he showed the first couple games, but they're not winning games on the defensive end, which is really hindering them. I thought Montrezl Harrell was a great pickup, thinking that he would contribute on that bench. He hasn't. And, this team is just not complete. They're not playing full basketball. And Joel Embiid himself, he's not playing the best of his capabilities. He's not in mid-season form. So right now, I'll have to say the Philadelphia 76ers are the most disappointing team in the NBA right now.
Daniel Jones has shown he should be a part of the Giants' long-term plans. Is that a fact, the Cap, Zay?
All right, y'all. Everyone settle in, sit down, because what I'm about to say is fact. Daniel Jones does deserve to be in the long-term plans, and here's why. We're seeing an unlocked game from Daniel Jones, and that's consistency. On a week-to-week basis, the guy has been consistent under new play caller, under new coaching staff, not a brand new elite receiver. You know, Barkley's back, and we love to hear that, but their team is pretty much the same. Even their offensive line, they added Neal, right? They added some guys on the offensive line. They're actually one of the better offensive lines in the NFL today, based upon Pro Football Focus. So there's a lot of different things here where you're seeing the tangibles of what Daniel Jones can do for this offense and what he's able to give them in productivity. Now his numbers line up exactly with Jalen Hurts, and this guy doesn't have a star receiver. He doesn't have even a wide receiver too, if we're being honest. This guy's, if you put a great receiver in the Giants offense and then Daniel Jones doesn't produce, then you can say get rid of this guy. But we have yet to see Daniel Jones with a receiver one. Give this man a wideout one and see what he can do. Right now, they don't really have nobody. His best receiver he had on his team since he was playing was Galladay, Sterling Shepard. You want to say Kadarius Toney that just got traded to the Chiefs when he played 2 games? You know, he didn't really have guys. Right now, Slayton is his best receiver. So give this guy a wide receiver one, put that on the team and see what he can do with a good wide receiver one. But right now, I say he should be a part of that long-term goals, because once Dable became the head coach of this team, we saw an unlocked version of his game, and we're liking what we're seeing from Danny Jones right now.
I'm going to go ahead and agree and say fact, but it's not like Daniel Jones is just this transcendent talent. He's managing the game, and Brian Dable has been very cautious with Daniel Jones, right? They utilize Saquon Barkley a lot, a heavy dose of Saquon Barkley, you know what I'm saying, to heal the offense, a dose of Saquon to heal the offense, along with the utilization of the scramble and Daniel Jones' ability to scramble, which is, there's a lot of value in that. When a guy can scramble and make plays, your offensive line don't have to be great. Now, Pro Football Focus must be drunk when they came out with that stat that shows they one of the best in the league, because they're middle of the pack. They're not as bad as they were. They improved, but they still not middle of the pack, or they still are middle of the pack, but not upper echelon. And the main reason why they could be better than what they really are is because of the utilization of the scramble and Daniel Jones and Brian Dable's play calling to make sure that Daniel Jones don't take sacks, don't fumble the ball. You know, some of the uncharacteristic things that we see from quarterbacks is something that has plagued him in his career. The turnover issue, a lot of thinking dunks, a lot of get the ball out, right? And that's what you could ask for. They had 1 game-winning drives, right? I believe they had a couple. I think it was like 5 game-winning drives this year. Yup. And he only has 10 completions on those 5 game-winning drives. So it's not like he has took over the game. But last year, take a quarterback like Baker Mayfield, for an example. 5 opportunities for game-winning drives. Failed on all 5. That's why he was run up out of there. Because Cleveland saw that and say, this guy can't win me a game, but he could lose me a game. He could turn the ball over on a game-winning drive like he did in about 3 of those 5, right? Or didn't convert on 2 of the 5. So it's like, that shows me that I can't win with you. At least in Daniel Jones' case, you can make the argument he's not winning them the games, but guess what? He ain't losing them the games. And you know what? You're winning games right now. Who knows? You may not be in a position to operate with any other quarterback in the future, because you may be not in the draft, nowhere near in the draft this year, at least in the early part of the draft. So yeah, I do agree. I'm going to go fact. Daniel Jones should be back on a long-term deal. Ladies and gentlemen, that conceals another segment of Fact to Cap. Society today, there is a lot of facts, but we all know there's a whole lot of cap. We'll be back after the break. Keep it locked.